So there's some confusion over the 5-year rule for Medicaid. It's also referred to as the Medicaid 5-year look-back period. A lot of people don't know what it is, and they're a little bit confused by it. So that's what this video is going to address. So what we know is that you need $2,000 or less in total assets in order to qualify for Medicaid. And most people have more than that. And what a lot of people decide that they're going to do is they think that they can engage in their own Medicaid planning without hiring an attorney, and they say, well, I'm going to just give all my money to my child and then I'll qualify for Medicaid. I'll have my nursing home paid for. And they think that's how it works. Well, Medicaid, the agency, recognizes that people are going to try to do this, and what they have since done is they've imposed a penalty. And here's how that works. When you're applying for Medicaid, it will be assigned to an agent, an investigator, and they will look at your banking transactions and any significant transactions, and you also have to swear under penalties of perjury that you have not made any gifts over the past 10 years. That's a transfer of money or property without commensurate value. So if Medicaid conducts their investigation and they see some checks written to your child 4 years ago, well, they're going to look into that, and if there's not a satisfactory answer as to why you gave your child money, they're going to impose a penalty. And the penalty is the average cost of a nursing home in the state of Florida. This is the penalty divisor. And currently that's $8,662. But so I can illustrate how this works. Let's say it's $8,000. The penalty divisor is $8,000. They're going to take the total amount of money that you've gifted over the past 5 years, and they're going to divide that amount by the penalty divisor, and then the result will be the number of months that you will be excluded from Medicaid, that Medicaid will refuse to pay for your long-term care. So again, let's say that before you apply for Medicaid 4 years ago, let's say you gave $80,000. You gifted $80,000 to one of your children, and then you applied for Medicaid. And the Medicaid investigator found out about this. Assuming the penalty divisor was $8,000, they take $80,000, that's the gift, they divide it by the penalty divisor, that's in our hypothetical example, $8,000, and then you would not be eligible for Medicaid for the following 10 months. It's from the date you are in the nursing home and would otherwise qualify for Medicaid, which is very, very important. Another important thing to note is there is no limit to the number of months that you can be disqualified from Medicaid. It can exceed 5 years. If you transferred a sufficient amount of money, the penalty period can be as long as it needs to be. So this is why it's very, very important not to engage in amateur Medicaid planning. Take the time, it'll be well worth it to sit down with an elder law attorney or a Medicaid attorney to walk you through what you ought to be doing so you can avoid the Medicaid penalty in their 5-year gift look-back period.